You got a player that clearly has been resilient, was started at the bottom in 2021 here in Detroit, and then was able to rebound. And over the last 4 years, just been able to steadily climb and remind people why he was the former number 1 overall pick. What's your reaction? What do you want to see from Jared Goff in this series? Because look, if it recaps the 2024 season, a lot of highs. They caught Jared Goff where he was having success. You remember the stretch of games he had where his QB rating was solid. There were games where he played halves of nearly flawless NFL football. But then the tough part might be showcasing the end of the 2024 season, which unfortunately for Lions fans is again bringing up old wounds, looking back at that playoff losses, because they're probably going to hype up the big expectations for the Lions dealing with all those injuries. But unfortunately, the end of the 2024 season was not all that great for the Lions. What are you expecting to see from Jared Goff and some of the other quarterbacks you saw listed in the Netflix trailer that debuted on Wednesday, made everybody happy locally? We're going to get a chance to see maybe a different side of Jared Goff in July.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the folks over at Netflix and Omaha Productions do a really, really good job with that show. And we've been treated to one season of quarterback a couple of years back, and then this past year with receiver, and the Lions obviously were featured on that with Amon-Ra St. Brown. And the thing I really liked about that was just the behind the scenes of it. They take you into the film session when Dan Campbell is praising Amon-Ra St. Brown and his work as a run blocker. And so with Jared Goff, I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of that. I want to see him putting together game plans with Ben Johnson and Mark Brunell. I want to see him going over, this is what it's going to take to win this game. That really behind the scenes, diving into it. Obviously, they're not going to give up a bunch of their game planning type stuff, but I want to see his thought process, his preparation during the week. What does that look like? When he's driving into work, you've read articles about different quarterbacks and how they recite the play calls on voice memos and they listen to it driving into the facility. I want to see Jared Goff doing stuff like that. I want to see what he does to prepare for games on Sundays. And another thing about it that I really, really like is the nature of him as a football player, but also off the field. He just recently got married last offseason. Jared Goff has this whole new type of, he's going to be a father. And so what does that look like for him? What does it look like when he comes home and he spends time with his now wife? I just think that we're going to get to really know Jared Goff more than his ability on the football field. I think this is going to really do wonders for him and his brand. And I'm really excited to see how it all plays out. And also, I'm not a huge, Kirk Cousins has already been on the show, so that is what it is. But also Joe Burrow, that's going to be really exciting. So I think they've got a good cast together, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes.